Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to tonight's live stream of the Panthers versus the Rangers. Two of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference this season. But tonight is the end of an era. Jonathan Quick has stated that tonight will be his last game in the NHL. It'll be the last time that Jonathan Quick takes the ice in the NHL. At least that's what he said. So the other games tonight include Red Wings, Lightning, Hurricanes, Flyers, Stars, Maple Leafs, Wild, Blues, Sharks, Predators, Sabres, Blackhawks, Avalanche, Oilers, Kings, Kraken, and Jets, Golden Knights. Bob's case is Murray said they wanted to give Tarasov a bunch of games in a row. He mentioned decisions to be made over the summer. Vern Doyle says, good to have you back, Kyle. Glad you had a good time with your mother. Yeah, I did. Spaceman says, hello. Colin thinks Bob should play against the Red Wings. Hello, Hungry Xenomorph. How you doing? So I will go ahead and read this article from ESPN talking about what's at stake in each of tonight's games. I'll actually jump ahead to clinching scenarios. The Flyers will clinch a playoff spot, the third seed in the Metro, and would be locked into a playoff series against the number 2 seeded Penguins if they beat the Hurricanes in any fashion. The Idle Ducks will secure a playoff ticket if the Sharks beat the Predators in any fashion. The Kings earn their spot in the postseason if they beat the Kraken in any fashion and the Sharks defeat the Preds in regulation. The Hurricanes would clinch the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference if they win or lose in overtime shootout to the Flyers, or if the Blackhawks defeat the Sabres in any fashion. The Sabres clinch the Atlantic Division title if either they beat the Blackhawks in regulation and with any result in the Lightning Red Wings other than regulation win for the Lightning, or if they beat the Blackhawks in the overtime shootout and the Red Wings beats the Lightning in any fashion. Ominous Flame says, I'm sorry, I want the Rangers to win tonight. Well, at this point in the season, the Panthers only really have personal prides to play for. If we beat the Rangers, do the Flyers clinch? No. All the Flyers have to do is beat the Hurricanes in any fashion and they clinch their playoff spot. So essentially, is it wrong of me to actually wish that the Flyers lose tonight? Just so that we have some last second chaos. It appears that neither Washington or Columbus play tonight. So if the Flyers at least take the game to overtime or shootout, that would automatically eliminate the Blue Jackets, who are just hanging on for dear life, 2 points back of the Flyers. And the Flyers are playing their game in hand tonight. Collins says, almost forgot, but besides needing a Leafs, Blues, and Sharks win tonight, a Kraken win against the Kings would also help big time. I personally am rooting for the Kraken winning against the Kings, and more importantly, I want the Predators to beat the Sharks, because the Sharks are on life support as it is.
Hey, are you saying you don't want the Sharks to get in?
I'm saying the scenario that Nashville sneaks in is much more likely than the Sharks making it in.
You have this going here?
I've been waiting.
Been waiting for a girl like you to come into.
There it is. On the left.
Where? Oh, I'm so used to. They usually would have the Panthers player there, so I'm so used to seeing the Panthers player that I don't see.
Get.
What is this crap? What?
Try closing it out.
You hear it? All right, Lele, good girl. Okay. There we go. Okay, that was weird.
All right, so it looks like the.
Okay. All right, let me get her bed down. I'll get your bed. Hold on, sweetheart. I'll get you your bed, okay? Good girl.
So it's Quick versus Tarasov. So apparently I see Samo scored again against Toronto on Saturday, and so did Luosterainen and Greer. Yeah, the Kings still have a slim chance of winning the Pacific. That's how bad the division is. Honestly.
All right.
The entire Central Division should bear eternal shame if they allow a Pacific team to beat them in any of these series, let alone make it to the finals out of the West. Hello, Bex. Luke. Merrick Alscher. Ludwig Jensen.
Yeah, well, somebody's been on vacation while we called up half the checkers. Okay.
Hey, look, Bjornfoot. And that's Skoog. Is number 32.
Supposedly it's pronounced like Vogue, so Skog. At least that's what Google told me. And Google would never lie.
Hot Dog says, I'm going to spam and rage if the Panthers win.
Hey, for you guys, you want to talk about ChatGTP being a bunch of politically correct liars. I was getting ready to do a video for the men's channel, and I asked ChatGTP to summarize the response from Mike Vrabel and Diana Giussini, whatever the hell her name is. I asked ChatGPT to summarize their response to the photos that they got caught in, and ChatGTP was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see any photos. There's nothing about Vrabel getting in trouble. I don't know nothing about nothing. Can you tell me more? Like, I argued with it. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Real Cinema says, Kyle's the Flyers make it. You have to let Jaws root for them so he gets to cheer for Owen Tippett again.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, because I can be drunk. The Flyers guy is drunk. I can wear the leather jacket and be drunk the whole stream. That's right.
Real Cinema says, half the checkers. Nay, sir, it's the whole team plus the Ghost Pirates. What? I wonder why you were trying to use Chat GPT in the first place.
Because when I'm researching something like that, it will send me links to the stories, so it's just easier to find it that way. I'm not using it to write anything. I'm just using it to source the story, so I don't, you know what I mean? I've done that with some sports stuff before, and it gives me the story, the stories and the videos and the links to everything, and so then I can go do my research. But it was just basically like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't Mike who? Vrabel? Who's that? It literally asked me to set. ChatGTP literally told me, send me the Twitter link to what you're talking about, and I'll let you know what she said. It couldn't make it up. We'll talk about it tomorrow, but we'll work it out.
I didn't even notice that the Rangers are on the power play already.
I know. Well, you ain't even paying attention. Huh? I'm just getting the chat up. You only got 2 games to get ready for the playoffs.
Your first thought is, I don't have.
You only got 2 games to get ready for the playoffs.
Well, at least in the playoffs, I'll know the players. I'll know more of those players than I know half of this team right now.
Now, that's true.
Some of these names, I'm pretty sure, were just drawn out of the hats.
Hi, Lele.
They're just...
You're a good girl. You want to get up here? Come on.
Randomly generated players because there were so many injuries.
Yeah. Okay. Good girl. Get nice and comfy. There you go. Okay. Huh? You want to watch the hockey game?
Tarasov gloves the puck. 16:37 to go in the first.
Yeah. That's something you can start doing on your own over the course of these next few days. Is slowly start getting the lineups together for the playoff teams so that I can get them on the other TV for you.
Yeah. Well, I have to wait until all the games are done for the teams in question.
Yeah.
So many scratches that they can't even fit onto one part of the...
There's like $90-something million worth of salary not on the ice for us. I think they said Lusterrainen's the highest. No, Forsling is. I think Lusterinen is the highest paid forward on the ice. That might be forward on the ice. That might be true. All right, good girl.
It's a 16:03 to go in the first.
Who that? Hallelujah. Uh-oh. Don't knock down my coffee.
So did you hear the clinching scenarios for tonight?
Okay, give them to me.
The Flyers would clinch the third in the Metro and would be locked into the series against the Penguins if they beat the Hurricanes in any fashion.
Okay.
The Ducks don't have to do anything to secure a playoff ticket if the Sharks beats the Predators in any fashion.
Gotcha.
The Kings will earn their spot in the postseason if they beat the Kraken in any fashion, and the Sharks defeats the Preds in regulation. The Hurricanes clinch the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference if they win or lose an overtime shootout to the Flyers, or if the Blackhawks defeat the Sabres in any fashion. And there's 2 different ways the Sabres can clinch the Atlantic. If they either beat the Blackhawks in regulation and any result in Lightning Red Wings other than regulation Lightning win,
Gotcha.
or if they beat the Blackhawks in overtime shootout and the Red Wings beat the Lightning in any fashion.
All right, so out of all that, we got a power play. They tripped Skog.
Boston has 6 players injured, and they still beat the Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets needed that win.
Yeah, they're pretty much toast. They still have a small chance, but it's in Philadelphia's hands now because they have the game in hand too.
Well, they're playing the game tonight.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Again, a win in any fashion will give them the playoff spot. Even an overtime shootout loss is sufficient to eliminate the Blue Jackets.
Okay.
So the only 2 other games going on at the moment are Red Wings Lightning and Hurricanes Flyers. Derek says it's the first time ever the Devils, Rangers, and Islanders failed to make the playoffs all in the same year.
Wow. Oh.
Did the Islanders make the playoffs last year? I thought they all missed the playoffs.
Are we sure? Or did the Devils get in last year?
No. I know it wasn't the Rangers.
It was, the Canes. You sure the Devils didn't get in last year?
Actually, they did.
Yeah.
It was the Devils.
Yeah.
And yeah,
we just, we paid so close to attention to the Atlantic.
They lost in 5 games to the Hurricanes.
Remember back in the day when all we paid attention to was who the Panthers were going to play in the Eastern Conference Finals? We just sat there and waited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times, huh? On Saturday will be our first time streaming playoff games when the Panthers are not in. Benning fighting Rempe. Jeez. Yeah, Gus is the highest paid defenseman and E2 is the highest paid forward. That's great.
Oh, the Red Wings already have a 1-0 lead over the Lightning.
Well, the Lightning, they have the division to play for.
Yeah.
If I'm Tampa, I wouldn't. I don't want nothing to do with Montreal. You know.
Well, I'm seeing the interesting situation where the Bruins and Sens both have one game left to play. The Sens are just 1 point back of the Bruins. The Sens, in the events that the Bruins lost in regulation and the Sens tied them with an overtime or shootout loss, the Sens have the tiebreaker. So the Bruins must get at least, they must get 2 points. They need 2 points in order to be safe from any scenario that could put them to the last wild card.
Right. Oh.
And at this point, the only way that the Hurricanes would lose the Eastern Conference, the first seed, is if they fail to get any points over these last 2 remaining games.
Who has the tiebreaker over them?
The Sabres.
Sabres. Wouldn't that be something if the Sabres ended up the number 1 seed?
Susie heard that Sabres playoff tickets are going for $10,000.
My God. Slow down, guys.
Boston and Montreal are the only 2 original 6 teams in the playoffs this year, but Buffalo's a big hockey market.
Yeah.
Detroit became just the second.
Oh, we can't put it in.
I think it hit the post. I believe the Red Wings became the second team in NHL history to have 69 points through the first 53 games of the season and not make the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we were way off sides, right? Yeah. This guy Skoog, every time he's on the ice, he's making plays and making things happen. Like, our kids don't look so bad. I mean, we may not have any massive difference makers, but we certainly have a decent stable of good hockey players that. Oh, geez, tear us off almost.
1-0 Carolina over Philly so
Damn
far.
It. Come on, Carol. Don't do this, Philly. What are you doing?
But, Dad, we need another Sid versus Ovi playoff round.
No, we don't. We need Philly versus Pittsburgh.
Hotel Ron says, whoa, a Kyle sighting in the family room.
Hey, Patel. Yeah, isn't it nice of Kyle to show up to work every once in a while? It's okay. I'm going to chain him to the couch for the playoffs. You just sleep on the couch and bring you your food. We'll have DoorDash deliver you pizza. You got a bathroom right there. I'll make sure the chain is long enough you can reach the bathroom. I'll get a hose through this window for your showers. And we'll just chain you to the couch.
Do you hear what my dad is saying?
The outlet is right outside the window here. I mean, you got plenty of space.
There's one fatal flaw in your plan.
What's that?
If you chain me down here, you have to do all the yard work.
Hey,
Bjornfoot scores.
Is that Timu again?
Or is it? No, I
think it's Timu.
29 is.
Pretty sure that's Timu, right?
It's
Yeah,
right.
it is. I
It's
think he's got like 3 goals with us now.
it's Cole Reinhardt.
This guy's gonna be a pain in the ass and stick around. I don't know where.
People First Yukon says, "Hey guys,
Hey, buddy.
that's his 7th goal this season."
Craig says sounds like a Saw movie. Yeah, exactly. So I have to do all the yard work, but you'll be changed. Oh, that's interesting.
Colin says, "Dang it, Timu, we have to lose."
Yeah. And he doesn't even need a contract. He's just playing this for us to decide where he's getting traded to next year.
Offsides.
What are we going to do? Have a 4th line of Schwent with Vilmanis and Timu? We got to re-sign Greer. We got Gadjevich. Just too many guys.
10:02 to go in the first.
Hey, JT.
Yornfoot and Hinestro's already assists on the goal.
Okay.
Oh, so get this.
Oh.
Not only did the Red Wings get eliminated, but their first round pick this year, thanks to the Justin Falk trade, is Blues property. Currently, that pick is 14th overall. So the Red Wings actually have incentive to win these last couple of games to try and make their own pick as bad as possible. Which means the Lightning might fall into an unexpected pitfall. Yeah, fire Yzerman.
Yeah. Seriously, they just showed the Florida bench and didn't recognize any players. Yeah.
Fish says, "Big game in the Leafs game. Go Leafs go." As a Habs fan, can't believe I said that.
Yeah, come on, Toronto. Win a game, huh?
Go, 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 go.
Here we go again.
It's
Samo. Oh, my God, he did it again.
He did? Smacky Samoskevich scored. It's so beautiful. Samo didn't even realize he had scored.
I know. Blocks the shot, and you just knew that he's got so much confidence now.
That's a goal.
Jeez. Hot dog, I hate Samoskevich.
Yeah, hot dog is crashing out over here. 12 goals. He's reached 12 goals this season. Does Samo have a higher ceiling than Tippett's?
Probably.
Funfish says the Leafs could win. The Stars have nothing to play for, and they're using DeSmith tonight.
Hey, Patel. Yeah. Well, the Vrabel Rossini thing, man. It's just like just you got a good life, man. You got a good life going.
Carlos says, "I'm expecting a 30-goal season for Samo next year." Now, where is Toronto in the draft lottery order? Because winning any of their last 2 games could potentially end up having the consequence of their first-round pick. Their first-round pick is only top 5 protected,
Right.
So if they if that pick falls out of the top 5, it'll be Boston property.
Well, I mean, it'd be nice to get that pick.
Craig says Samo has better speed. Tippett has the size.
Yeah, Tippett has the size, but Samo's got better speed. I think scoring wise, Samo's ceiling is probably higher. I mean, this Sam Miskevich we're seeing at the end here is the guy that we saw last season. I think that's 12 now. He might come close to last year's total.
So I actually am going to root for a regulation loss for the Flyers because guess who plays against each other on Tuesday? Capitals Blue Jackets.
Oh, jeez.
Should the Flyers lose in regulation, it opens the door for the winner of Capitals Blue Jackets to potentially steal that third place in the Metro back. But the Flyers would also have to, that would make the game against the Canadiens a must win.
Kyle, answer Manny's question.
Are you going to stream playoff games? Yes.
Yes. And lots of them.
Beck says, darn it, who's scoring out there? Reinhard and Samo. So Samo credited with an unassisted goal.
That's the second one.
Yes, we're streaming Lightning versus Canadiens, although that may not be the series we end up with.
Well,
the Sabres and Canadiens are tied. Sabres have by far more regulation wins.
We're going to pick 2 full series to stream in the East.
Uh-huh.
That's usually what we would do. Only difference is one was always the Panthers. So however they work on every other night, that's usually the way the scheduling works for the most part. And then if there's some Western Conference games that are later, I'll go upstairs and stream those myself. But I won't probably do every game. And then, what usually happens is, like, let's say we're streaming Tampa, Montreal, and the Tampa, Montreal game ends, and then, Pittsburgh and Philly are in overtime. We'll cover the overtime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we'll clean things up that way.
Craig says, notice Mackey got better when the pressure came off from being eliminated.
Mackey got better as soon as Bennett's wife had her baby. I'm just saying. It's all, it's a thing with this team. Somebody, when they're in a slump, somebody is on the team that's having a slump. As soon as the wife gives birth,
So the Hurricanes are now winning 2-0 against the Flyers.
Damn it. Come on, Philly.
No. Go Canes.
Nobody wants to see Washington and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's going to murder them.
Well, I'm personally rooting for the chance that Columbus will get.
They still have a chance in hell?
Yes, if the Flyers lose in regulation tonight, it's Capitals Blue Jackets on Tuesday.
Right. Hey, you missed the super chat, man.
Hey, Eisenite, thank you
Thank
for
you,
the
bud.
5.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, man.
Western Conference games is called Flying
Flying
Fluffy
Fluffy
After
After
Dark.
Dark. I like it.
No, JC, I did not open the box yet.
No, we're opening on Wednesday on the stream.
What happens if Lightning and Habs are tied in points? The Lightning have regulation win tiebreaker.
Said Mackey to Charlotte for the Calder Cup. That's interesting, Patel, because he is waivers exempt. Like normally you wouldn't do something like that, but they technically could. That's a really interesting point. Did not think. I mean, he would take away a spot from somebody that's been playing all year, but they probably want him to rest. I don't know, though. It's a really good point. I never crossed my mind. I never thought about that. He's waivers exempt. We actually could do that and get him the playoff experience.
Sam
Askevich is still waivers exempt. Huh.
Forsling dumps the puck in after the face-off win. Nerfel says Samo wouldn't be eligible because he wasn't on the AHL roster before the trade deadline.
Oh, okay. There you go. I knew it was too good to be true. If something's too good to be true, it usually is.
Will we follow the Magic or Heat playoff games? Actually, the Heat play-in game versus the Charlotte Hornets is about to start on Amazon Prime.
Oh, is that right?
You have an Amazon Prime account, right?
Yeah.
I know what I'm watching during intermissions.
There you go. Do you want to ruin their chances? Good job.
Well, the Heat have been.
Colin says no. It's Tuesday, Kyle. Today is Monday.
Oh, it is tomorrow. Damn it! How dare ESPN not make it more clear?
Damn it!
The Rangers scored.
All right, so what happens? Boy, it's almost to the point where I'm better off wearing my glasses, but not quite. Yeah, that's just the goal. That is just the goal.
Eisenite gifted a membership. Thank you.
Thank you, Eyes. Thank you, bud. Appreciate you, buddy.
The Red Wings have made it 2-0 against the Lightning. Here's the thing. The Lightning can lose this game in regulation and still have a shot of claiming home ice advantage over the Canadiens in a series. However, it would pretty much ruin their chances of trying to win the division.
All right, can we just allow the quick 5 goals so we can finish the tank here? Because we're not losing to the Wings on Wednesday. There's no way we're losing the home finale to the freaking Wings. This is the last chance we have to lose a game to at least make sure we're not going to get screwed out of our pick.
Michael says Capitals could get in, Flyers in danger. Patel Ron says, didn't we call it DeBoer equals disaster?
Yeah.
Well,
Damn it. I wanted Philly versus Pittsburgh. Maybe the Caps will still lose their games too. Who does Washington play?
Washington is not playing tonight.
I know that. Oh!
So it's Columbus.
Oh, that's right. So, but if Columbus wins, so either way, the Flyers are gonna get dinged if
The
they
Flyers
lose. Jesus Christ, Tarasov.
essentially
He's so bad at handling the puck. God, if he's gonna come back next year, he's got to work with a goalie coach that can teach him how to handle the puck. Because I got a better chance of handling the puck through telekinesis than this guy handling the puck in front of his own net.
there actually is a scenario. Get this: the Flyers, the Capitals, and the Blue Jackets, depending on results, could all end up tied at 94 points. And in that case, the Capitals easily have the tiebreaker.
But and they would all still have 2 more games left.
No, this is the Capitals and Blue Jackets are playing their last game of the season tomorrow. The Flyers are playing their game in hand tonight. So if the Flyers get 0 points between tonight and their last game.
So, but let me get this straight.
Uh-huh.
Because I think I saw this earlier. The Flyers, so Washington and the Jackets will be done playing.
Yeah.
And then the Flyers
Play
I
the
think
Canadiens.
Thursday night, they'll have a game with an opportunity to still get in.
Yes.
Because they can't get far enough behind to where they'd be eliminated.
No.
Okay. So that would be fun. But then, of course, Montreal would need that game probably to win the division. Uh-oh. Okay.
How do the Marlins have a better record than the Phillies and Mets? They started the season off against the Rockies and White Sox.
That's how.
Well,
That's how.
Marlins are at 500 right now. Just about what you'd expect. Silva says, geez, Samo with a beauty.
Yeah. Here we go. No. Get back on sign. Hey,
Detroit's goal overturned due to goalie interference, so it's back to 1-0 Red Wings. Silva says, what the hell happened to this kid? Is it competition, luck, or is this the true Samo?
I think this is the true Samo. He just had a horrible start. He just had a hard. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, he was getting chances after chance after chance after chance. He just couldn't put the puck in the back of the net. Sometimes young players go through those growing pains. He might have been feeling too much pressure with everybody out.
The Flyers play the Habs tomorrow. The Flyers are playing back to back. Or no, actually, whoever said
16th.
That's incorrect, sir. I am looking at the schedule, and no, the Flyers do not play tomorrow, Michael Bear. They play them on Thursday. Should I say Wednesday? Eisenite says the Habs having nothing to play for and will rest players.
Okay. All right. All right, I'll be right back. I got to do my video. I'll be right back, kid. Okay? Good girl. I'll be right back.
So,
I'll play more with you when I get back. Stay there. Oh.
Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had an infection, Hep B or C. Start
Oh, here it is. Actually, it is correct. Flyers, Habs is tomorrow. I didn't see it the first time. And it's going on at the same time as Habs, as Capitals, Blue Jackets. Flyers, Canadiens is tomorrow.
Give me that roll. Is, but then they're playing again on Thursday too.
No.
Give me that.
No, they're not.
Well, who's playing Thursday that has an opportunity? Somebody still plays Thursday. That I looked it up earlier. Jesus, you're a maniac.
I'm not sure what you're seeing.
What are the Thursday games?
Thursday?
Yeah.
Colorado. Yeah. These are all Western Conference games.
Well, maybe that's. I think maybe it's the Preds.
Yeah, the Preds.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay, Lene, I gotta go do my video. I'll be right back. Okay.
Oh, the Lightning actually tied the game against the Red Wings.
Be right back.
It's 1-1. Yes, Buffalo. Buffalo has this pretty much locked up. Habs, Lightning are fighting for ice advantage. Connor Geeky apparently tied it. Eduardo, pay no mind to Hot Dog. He's just crashing out. I'd ask him to cut back on the personal stuff, but I'm pretty sure it's meant to be satire. The Red Wings, one of the goals got called back for goalie interference tonight. Mm-hmm. Marlins playing the Braves. So yeah, it's a 2-1 lead for the Panthers. Mm-hmm. So I see the Marlins are playing the Braves. That actually it'll be a critical series early on to determine who gets the early lead in the NL East. What you looking for, Leia? What the hell happened to the Red Wings? The Yzer plan fooled them all again. Oh, would you look at that? The Leafs already have a 1-0 lead over the Stars. The Stars really have nothing to play for. They are guaranteed home ice advantage against the Wild. No matter what happens. So the Stars, Wild, and Avalanche are all locked in to their respective spots. The real intrigue is now going to be in the Pillowcific. You want to see the Leafs choke and get the 6th pick. A bad rebuild after being very dominant in the early 2000s, then trusting Yzerman to fix things, led to an infinite rebuild, and now they are just crashing.
It's a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve RA and PSA joint pain, stiffness, and swelling as fast as 2 weeks for some. Even after 3 years, many people felt this relief. In PSA, Rinvoq can leave skin noticeably clearer.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, and fatal cancers, including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events of infection and B or C, smoke or pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Do something different. Ask your doctor if switching to Rinvoq is
Will
right
Bob
for you.
be back next season? Almost assuredly. Bob is probably going to get rewarded with somewhere along the lines of a 3-year extension. I think Zito might be balking at giving him more years.
Panthers hockey on Scripps Sports is brought to you by Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider for the Panthers. And by Kalshi, trade on anything live in all 50 states. A beautiful evening in Sunrise made even better by the fact that it is the Panthers who have the 2-1 lead.
So the Panthers have the 2-1 lead, and Reinhardt and Samo with the goals. Why is Samo all of a sudden turned into Gretzky? He finally, someone figured out his luck meter was set to the bottom of the charts, and they fixed it. Who will I be rooting for in the playoffs? If Columbus should make it, I'll root for them.
What?
But, you know, it's kind of hard to root against the Sabres after all the years they've been waiting for this.
After all of this time, after all of these seasons, your own decision to go to the water for a reason. All right, I'm gonna go do drugs. I'll be back.
Oh yeah, the Leafs are already up 1-0.
I'll get you water before I'm done. I just gotta get myself some yogurt.
Okay.
I'll come back. Don't worry.
Yeah, the Hurricanes 2, Philly 0 after 1 period.
It should be. The Hyundai Tucson. Get 0% APR or 3,000 bonus cash on a Tucson or lease for only.
Yeah, the Hurricanes would like to. The Hurricanes would like to get that first place in the East. Real Cinema thinks the Stars fans will freak if the Leafs win this one. The Stars have nothing to play for. They are locked into the 2nd seed in the Central. We are getting yet another Stars Wild series. And there's still an outside chance we'll get Kings Oilers in the first round.
to see if Rinvoq is right for you.
Yes, Jonathan Quick is retiring at 40. Jeff, you hope the Panthers get healthy and return to form next season. Yeah, Utah versus the Golden Knights might be an interesting matchup. And I absolutely would root for the Mammoth in that series. Although there is an outside possibility the Kings actually have a chance of overtaking the Mammoth, but not overtaking the Ducks. The Kings could put themselves in the first wild card, and that could potentially get them that date with the Oilers after all. Trent believes the Flyers are choking away the playoff spot. Any idea who the Sabres might play in the playoffs? There's still a chance of them. There's still an outside chance of them winning the Eastern Conference, being first seed in the East. The Sabres could play the Bruins, the Senators. They could end up playing the Canadiens. They could end up playing the Lightning. Habs could play the Bruins or Sens. Still, yeah.
Loaded with features for everyone. Nice, man. How it should be.
The Atlantic is still as crazy tight as ever in the top three.
Normal people, small problems. It's charming. We're gonna have a massacre in here. What's the plan? We play the hand that's been dealt to all of us. Let's go. Did you catch that? Yeah, that's my one trick.
What's my favorite potential matchup so far in the playoffs? Let me get back to you on that. Sabres are playing Chicago tonight and the Stars Wednesday. Jeff says, take care, Kyle. Sending good vibes from Niagara Falls. Hey, thank you, buddy.
With Sky Reason, you can show up with dramatically clearer skin. If you have psoriatic,
Susie says the Knights are looking much stronger since they changed coaches. Well, John Tortorella is known for his effectiveness in the short term. If the Golden Knights are able to make a deep run, it'll be a lot because of him. Although I suspect the Golden Knights will most likely get crushed in the second round, depending on who they play. So, series matchup I'm most looking forward to. Well, Stars Wild is the one Western Conference first round series that I might make random appearances. I'm hoping you'll cover Stars Wild.
That's the last one I'm covering.
Seriously? Those are two of the best teams in the West, and you're not going to cover
Yeah,
it?
I'll probably cover it. I wanted to cover Edmonton and Vegas, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I wanted to cover Edmonton and Vegas. Hi, Day.
You could still get Edmonton in Vegas. The Oilers and Ducks are both 1 point back of the Golden Knights. The Pacific really is a pillow
It is.
fight. There actually exists a scenario in which we would get Oilers and Kings first round
I know.
again.
I know.
It would require a mammoth collapse in the last two games, but still. Literally, the mammoth would have to.
Honestly, yeah. I'm just looking at the couch. Again, that's a good spot for the piano. Okay.
Trent says Dallas, Minnesota will be a bloodbath. They will be so beat up before they even play the Avalanche. Hungry Xenomorph, you're still hoping you get to see Torts to the Leafs in your lifetime.
Yeah.
Vegas might hang on to Torts if he gives them a deep playoff run.
Oh, yeah.
Playoffs is all about the goalies and defense, claims Fun Fish.
That is completely accurate.
Which means the Penguins are screwed.
They could still get through the first round. They would have trouble beating the Canes, but I think they get through the first round.
BAU says, Kyle, is Reinhardt an insurance for pending FA Greer?
I mean, he's one of many insurance policies. I would hate to see Reinhardt get in, but us not put Vilmanus up. But yeah, we have a lot of good options. I mean, and some of it has to do with if we're going to have Schwint at 4C. But the fact that Reinhardt has a contract,
it would be so hilarious if we do end up with Sid versus Ovi again.
yeah.
That would instantly bring up the ratings for what is otherwise a not very interesting Metro lineup this year.
Philly-Pittsburgh would do it too, though.
Interstate, the interstate
it's
rivalry.
Been a while. The old Flyers-Penguins matchups they were beautiful.
Yeah. You're talking about like in the 90s?
Talking about in the 90s, yeah. That was reminiscent of Panthers and Lightning, but tougher. The rules were different back then.
Hello, Dana.
Hey, Dana.
Mr. Spock says, offense wins games, defense wins championships. Toronto is exhibits number 1.
That's a good point.
Yeah. A 2-0 lead in the series and a 3-0 lead in game 3.
No. 3-1 lead.
3-1.
Not 3-0. Close. They were 1 goal away in that game 3 to quite possibly putting us lights out.
So, Jonathan Quick, 3-time Stanley Cup champion, Conn Smythe winner.
If you want to see some playoff, you want to see some stats,
What?
Look at Quick's stats when he won the Cups with the Kings in the playoffs. Look at his playoff stats. Good God. Barely even legal.
In terms of how good?
I think the first one, he was 16-4 with like a 1-4 goals against.
He can't have been 16-4. That's 20.
That's all you have. You only have to win 16.
That's right.
Yeah. He was 16-4.
So that he only lost once a series, you're saying. Mr. Spock says, I like my Habs offense, but our defense is going to have problems. Dobson and Carrier are both rights defensemen who are injured. Now Skug is in the penalty box. Oh, the Marlins are up 2-0 on the Braves. The Braves actually are the NL East leaders right now. So if the Marlins win that series, I think they might end up leading the series by the end of it.
You mean in the division?
The division.
Yeah. All right, so now we got to kill this peepee.
Eisenite says, I want the Sabres to win the cup.
I had a girlfriend once that tried to kill my peepee.
When you have no offense or defense, you lose to a 42-year-old Zamboni driver who works for the team.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Good job, Tarasov. Just don't let Tarasov play the puck, and we'll be fine. Oh, that's blocked away. Ouch.
Just chucking around says it's like listening to a preseason game with all these rookies.
Right? Yeah, I know. It's very, very. Jeez, Trocheck.
Tony believes Tampa will take out Buffalo.
That could be 7 games. Honestly, I think the only one that won't go 7 is Tampa Boston. If that was to happen. Jeez.
Honestly, I still think people are hyping up the Lightning too much.
Well, there's this dude, I don't know if you've heard of him. His name is Andrei Vasilevsky. Like, if he decides to steal a game, he can steal a game. That was it. We killed it.
The same Fazzy who got absolutely left out to dry in 4 of 5 games in the past couple seasons.
I no disagreement.
Thank you, Dana, for the 5.
Thank you, Dana. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Eisenite.
Here we go. Hinestroza.
Buffalo looks like us from the President's.
Just shoveled wide.
Buffalo looks like us from the President's Trophy year.
Yeah, that's an apt description.
You know what's absolutely disgusting? The Kings currently being in a playoff spot with 21 regulation wins. They have been in almost as many overtime games this season as they have wins.
Yeah.
19 overtime or shootout losses. 19! The Kings are going to ruin it for the rest of the league by making a case for no more pity points. The Leafs are now winning 2-0, apparently. And the Blues, Wild, and Sharks, Preds. Sharks, Preds is a critical game. Tarasov with a stop. The Sharks, in order to land ahead of the Kings and Predators, would either need 5 points in their final 3 games, with both LA and Nashville getting none in its final slate, or 3 wins in 3 games if Nashville or LA loses one of its final 2 games in overtime or shootout. They'll control their own fate here against the Preds, but the Kings play the 3 worst teams in the Pacific in their final 3.
So we should start considering our bets.
LA faces Seattle, Calgary, and Vancouver.
He's ignoring me.
Come on, Kings. Choke that up. I beg of you. It would be hilarious. Imagine saying that Sharks versus Preds would be critical at the beginning of the season.
Right? That makes as much sense as Panthers and Leafs would be the tank bowl.
Yeah. The Oilers own the
Come
time.
on. See, now, if you're going to do a commercial for the arthritis medicine and have a girl playing a keyboard, at least hire an actress that actually can play. Did you see that?
No.
She was literally like this. She was like literally like just like this.
The Oilers own the tiebreaker against the Golden Knights, Ducks, and Kings. That is correct. They
Sky Rizzy.
have 31
That
regulation.
sounds like a street drug. You want some Sky Rizzy? No, you don't want any Sky Rizzy? Sky Rizzy, man. It sounds like a street drug. It really does. You don't care.
Oh, the Blues already.
Hold on, I want to hear what Paul has to say.
We got 14 kind of new faces in our lineup. Credit to Jordy Kinnear and the people and with our American League team in Charlotte. They do a marvelous job. Not just preparing them to play a game in the NHL, but a culture amongst them. So they're cheering for each other, they're battling, they're blocking shots, and they're doing all the right things.
On the other side of the ice, Jonathan Quick playing in his final NHL game. What's the biggest thing that has stood out about his career?
Just as great competitive.
You never did get me water.
Oh, I'm a bad father. I'll get it for you on the commercial. Oh, that was the commercial. I'll get it for you on the next commercial. You know the refills are up to $22.50 now. I got to charge the gas surcharge now, like the post office.
Are we having a celebratory drink tonight for the Big Ten? No, I'm drinking for Jonathan Quick's final game.
Oh, you got alcohol. Okay. Uh-oh. Good save. Tarasov's going to look good in Vegas next year. What? Who said that?
How were those additional streams while I was not here? They went all right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm upstairs, so it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing.
So the Blues already had the lead.
Damn,
on the
Tarasov with
Wild.
another save. He's over there snoring on her bed.
Oh, the Flyers have scored
Let's
to
go.
cut the deficit in half.
Come on, Philly. Do the thing, man. At least get a point.
Make that a 3-0 lead for the Marlins over the Braves. The Phillies are beating the Cubs 9-2 at the bottom of the 5th.
Oh, I didn't hear the side effects in the Sky Rizzy. I just seen it. I says the magic was missing without you, Carl.
All right, so now
All right, come on, stupid Dolphins. I mean, at least the Rangers give them credit. They're putting together a competent effort.
Yeah.
What Toronto did the other night?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I mean, their guys were literally just standing around letting us get to the puck. I've never seen, and they were playing their players too.
Well, the Leafs have a top 5 pick they need to secure.
Yeah. But I mean, I get it, but the lack of effort was scary.
The Leafs are now winning 3-0 over the Stars.
See, now they're gonna win.
John Turgeon says, I bet on y'all's Panthers in the prediction markets. Am I screwed or what?
If you bet on the Panthers to win tonight, you probably will be okay. There's a save.
Jonathan Quick with the stop.
It's just incredible how we just basically put the whole AHL team in, and there's been really only like one period, like half of one period, where it looked like a bunch of AHLers. The rest of it looks like a competent NHL team.
Kudos to the scouting staff that find those players in those middle to late rounds is really a testament to the depth of the Panthers.
10:45 to go in the second. Real Cinema says Tarasov is playing so well. He won't give up another goal this game.
No, he's outstanding tonight, man. They can't get anything past him all night long. Oh, Bornfoot.
So many AHLers on the ice.
From his knees up the boards, and Cole Reinhardt fires cross ice. Now it's out.
Okie dokie.
Jack Devine played 6 games earlier this year, if you recall.
See, like that there, how the Rangers chipped in and are fighting for the puck?
Yeah.
No way. Toronto was chipping in and then just coasting and letting us go get the puck for ourselves. I mean, it was diabolical how bad they were playing.
They still have a chance to mess it up, though,
Yeah.
which would be the most hilarious outcome imaginable, other than us winning the draft lottery, of
Well,
course.
we are going to win the draft lottery. And when we win the draft lottery, we're going to drop them to 6. So they lose their pick. But that's okay because we will be streaming during the draft lottery. Like I said, that's the plan. That's been our evil plan all along.
Craig says, to be fair, that Penguins game was horrible, but versus 3 Hall of Fame guys expected.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The Penguins game was not good, but the rest of the time they looked pretty damn competent.
Isa Knight says, Jaws just jinxed it.
No, I've been saying we're going to win the draft lottery for weeks now.
Susie says, I like Vegas because of Eichel. I think he's a great player. Also, you want Toronto to feel bad that they ran Marner out.
Oh.
Mr. Spock says, that would be diabolical.
That's been the channels. That's been our secret weapon for the channel. The 2 cups didn't get us to 10,000 subscribers, but when we win the draft lottery and the tens of thousands of angry NHL fans come to the chat to say nasty things with us, I'm going to make the chat subscriber only. So they have to subscribe to be evil and mean to us. And you figure, 75, 80% of them will unsubscribe after they make their statement. But we'll keep enough to get us over 10.
The Flyers have tied the game.
Let's go, Philly.
Hurricanes, what are you doing? You're supposed to make Washington and Columbus be able to play for something tomorrow.
Come on, Philly. Do it. We could go to a playoff game. You could pay for it, though.
We could still make it if it's a Washington game.
Oh, no. We could get home after Philly. The Uber to Washington's got to be way more than to Philly. Because I can drive us as far as Middletown. So we'd only have to Uber from Middletown to Philly, which is like 45 minutes. But from here to Washington, they got to do the whole bridge thing and all of that. We can't afford that. Probably couldn't afford the playoff tickets anyway. But we could imagine, we could pretend like we could go.
I would
See her? See what I mean? She's just like a toddler on the keyboard.
I'm sure the chats would pay good money for you to go all the way to Philly dressed up as your Rocky costume and talk like Rocky, your Rocky impression.
Hey, the whole time I'll be in Philly talking like this. Is that what you're trying to say? You're gonna get my ass beat. I can't go there. I'm too old. Everybody gonna try to punch me in the face. They know Rocky when they see it. Yeah, like that. Oh shit.
Man, Hurricanes, you're so close.
Live stream the whole Uber ride. Yeah.
You're so close to winning getting the first seed in the East, Hurricanes. How is this so difficult?
Hey, Bucks. Oh boy.
I mean, the Capitals fans were chanting one more year.
He said he'd think about it.
I mean, the Capitals
He needs to lose a couple of pounds and he'll be able to skate a little bit better. Huh? I mean, I know, he's Ovi and all of that, but he needs to have a conversation with Yager about how he stayed into shape all those years.
Ovi's Russian. He's got all that vodka. That's just vodka weight.
That's just vodka weight. That's true.
McDavid needs 3 more goals in 2 games for a total of 50. Oilers really thought that bringing in Tristan Jarry was the answer.
I will never understand.
It blew up so spectacularly in their faces that the only reason they're going to the playoffs is because of Connor Ingram.
Right. Oh, up
Post.
the ding dong. We're having a little trouble clearing now.
At least the Penguins are getting some
Here we
value
go.
out of Stuart Skinner.
Oh, that was a terrible pass. Whoever did that doesn't make the team next year. Who was that? Oh, it's probably Boquist. Yeah, he ain't making the team anyway. Yeah, it was probably Boquist. He's on the ice. We'll blame him.
How do we feel about Tampa and Montreal matchup?
I think Montreal's going to win that series.
You think so?
I think they will. I think they're going to have just enough energy. Now, in the first half of the season, I would have said Tampa for sure. But they've been sketchy ever since the Olympic break. And in the last couple of weeks, Montreal's beaten them twice. And Tampa, I believe, in each game only scored 8 goals.
No, I say the Lightning are going to be out for bloods since there are no Panthers to savagely maul them in the first round. I'd say the Lightning probably take care of the Habs in 6. And then the Sabres probably turn around and squash the Lightning in 6, maybe 5.
Even if Tampa makes it, by the time they get to the West, if they have to play Colorado, they're going to be toast. If they have to play Montreal, Buffalo, then Carolina.
You forgot, though, the Lightning have Corey Perry. They have Corey Perry.
Oh, shit.
The Lightning could legitimately make it all the way to the Cup just to lose.
Just to lose.
To, let's say, the Avalanche or the Stars. Again, the Central teams, and I'm going to include Mammoth there, should be eternally ashamed if it's not one of them making it to the Cup finals from this year's Western Conference matchups against an absolutely horrendously weak Pacific. Tom says, hi, what happens to the tank? Oh, yeah, water, please.
Oh, okay.
Ends tonight if we win. We lose all tiebreakers, mainly regular season wins.
Oh, we're still in decent shape. If we win both, it could be a problem. But all we got to do is get into the draft lottery, the top 10, and we're going to win the draft lottery anyway.
Tony says maybe Jari can find his game in the playoffs, or they will call Pickard up. He had a 7-9 game win streak until he got hurt against Vegas last year. Imagine if he played against Florida. Well, the Oilers seem to be rolling with Connor Ingram as their starter, and it's been working. So it looks like Luke Cunnin is in the penalty box, but there also is a Rangers player. Thank you.
We did good here. Let me give you. All right. Oh.
I can't tolerate you doing that.
Smart.
That almost smacked me in the eye.
How did it almost smack you in the eye? Going up?
I think you almost smacked me with your fingers.
Oh, no. You know, almost doesn't count, though, right?
So it's 4-on-4. Derek says Zegras with the goal. He's having his best season. Hinostroza with speed. But then he...
See, Hinostroza, Boquist. Let's see if there's anybody on the ice that's going to be on the team next year. Oh, they got off as soon as I said that. You cheaters. Oh, which, by the way, I got to put out a clip. We got Mr. Stinky and there's a stink bug that's always hanging out on my mic during the noon streams. And we've nicknamed him Mr. Stinky. And we were talking with this is true. We were talking with Mr. Stinky today. And I moved and I said, hey, and I'm talking to him. I said, hey, Mr. Stinky, have you been paying for your membership? And the second I said that, he flew off the mic and landed on the table and crawled away and never saw him again. You cheap bastard.
Yeah, he says, well, he has $1.5 million next season, I guess, talking about Boquist. Which team would trade for that? The only way Boquist isn't making roster next season if his contract is added on a larger trade.
Yeah, no, he has to go. There's We have too many players. Like we have too many players. And that doesn't even count if we got a forward that could make the team. Barkov, Reinhardt, Verhaeghe, Bennett, Kachuk, Samiskevich, Lundell, Lusterine, and Marchand. Okay. Then if you make Schwint 4C, you still have under contract Gadjevich, Rodriguez, Bolquist, and Reinhardt. And that don't count if you want to re-sign Greer. And what about Vilmanis? You want him on it. So now we've got 6 guys for at most 3 spots. And you just can't keep them all. There's not enough roster space to keep them all.
No, Trent Samo can't.
Son of a bitch.
Samo can't play for the Checkers in the playoffs. He's not eligible because he didn't play for the Checkers before the trade deadline. And this game is tied.
Oh, well. And that's with forcing on the ice.
Oh, that bounced off of Tarasov, off of the Rangers play.
Did it?
Boing,
Oh,
boing.
jeez.
Perrault.
Jeez. Oh, well.
He showed some promise this year. He gets his 11th goal. And the Rangers have evened it up here late in the second. As we're talking about, with all the players out for the Panthers, the Rangers do have that, very formidable top line.
And the Braves have tied the game against the Marlins 3-3. Jesus Christ. The Twins are beating the Red Sox 11-0.
God almighty.
At the top of the third. The Twins just blew up their entire team last season. How are the Red Sox getting blown out of the water by that? Craig says, as much as I like Greer, he'll go get a bag somewhere.
Probably. Well, most likely.
All right, so now less than 90 seconds to go in the second.
Sherry will track it down. Miller works against Northfoot. Tipped away. And Cole Reinhardt.
All right, last minute to go.
Last minute of play. What the hell is that?
What? Oh, that's hot dogs spamming. Woo!
Oh, okay, because we allowed the goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Battle out at center. Forsling stayed strong. Really, Gustav Forsling never gave Cartier any opportunity. Foot takes a stick up in the face. Forsling takes the puck. Miller blocked
And out of play? Yeah.
Puck out of play.
Let's get a word from Fresh Del Monte.
Panthers fans, fuel up with Fresh Del Monte. Fresh Del Monte, proud partner of the Florida Panthers. Eat fresh, play hard. Let's go Cats.
One of the Panthers' big young forwards there. No one.
Tony says, hey, Kyle, your dad looks like a baseball player at bat for the Pirates.
And we lose the draw.
You unironically might be better at basic fielding than a couple of the players starting for the Pirates.
Is that right?
Yeah.
15 left in the period. Mike Penning's got the puck.
You definitely would be better than most of the options, the Rockies and White Sox have.
All right.
So this game is tied at 2. That entire period, all that happened was the game being tied.
Maybe we'll lose. If we lose, that's good news.
The Wild tied the game against the Blues. That game is also meaningless as the Wild are locked into third seed in the Central.
All right.
Most of these games are ties. The only one that isn't is the Leafs crushing the Stars 3-0 at the start of the second. All right, so
Capability inside and out. How it should be. The Hyundai Santa Fe.
what are your predictions for the third?
Bonus cash on a Santa Fe or lease for only $329 a month. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Still have moderate to severe ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease symptoms despite treatment? It was time to make a change. A doctor recommended Rinvoq, a once daily pill.
I changed and got rapid symptom relief.
Ton says Blues Jets Kraken needs them to win and we lose, or we get 11th pick, which goes to Boston. You mean goes to Chicago? The only pick that's Boston property is the Maple Leafs pick if it's not top 5.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq. Does it take to be the most watched newscast in America?
We've got a home right here in Gulfport Plains, the senior apocalyptic. Maybe USA. I'm David Muir. You do every night.
With David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
What do you say, Gerald? I want absolute solutions. We're here and we're not going anywhere.
Just chucking around says, honestly, don't score another goal. It's Jonathan Quick's last game. Apparently, there is a pigeon in the rafters in tonight's Panthers Rangers game. That's hilarious. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'll share the. Oh, the Lightning have taken the lead over the Red Wings. There it is. It is a bird. There he is, just chilling out. Wonder how many times this happens. I'll have to show my dad. Hey, Dad.
What?
look at the unauthorized visitor watching this game in the arena.
Is that a pigeon?
Yeah.
That's great. Hopefully he doesn't crap on somebody. That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
Does he have a ticket? No ticket?
Maybe it's a shapeshifter that figured out the loophole because he got tired of waiting on the season ticket lists. You can't charge a bird. So BAU says Jaws Rodriguez is a lock at 4C. Then you mentioned 5 in case of Greer resigning, fighting for 1 roster spots. Now go over these many players fighting for 7th defenseman.
Oh God, for the 7th defenseman. Again, not even counting if we draft a guy that's ready. If you assume Kulikov is 6D, well, that's a little bit of a different situation because right now, if you count who's under contract, you would have a bottom pair of Balinskis and Kulikov, which is probably not what we're going to go do. You got to assume because we're going to have some money, even if we pay Bobrovsky $10 million, we're still going to have some money. You got to assume we're going to upgrade that bottom pair somehow. Lord knows we've got enough forwards. So the question's going to be, is that going to be Mike Benning? Are we going to start with Kulikov and Benning? I think of the AHL defenseman, he's clearly the most ready. I'm not so sure. Horvoka was just kind of out there. He wasn't anything spectacular, but Benning has some intriguing qualities if you can hide him on the bottom pair and he doesn't have to do too much physical work. So if you want Benning on the team next year, you're not going to get rid of Kulikov unless he retires. I don't think he will. And so I just don't know where the room is for anybody. And that doesn't count if we, if we get the 4th pick, 5th pick in the draft and we take a defenseman that's ready, he's going to be next to Kulikov. And then you're not going to call up like a Benning guy to be 7D and not play. So he would stay in Charlotte unless we were going to move him. But, having Balinskis signed for those 2 years, we did that. And on the forward side, remember, we signed Gadjevich. And if he's got concussion issues, maybe he'll end up retiring on SCLTIR. But it's just, especially once we picked up Reinhardt, and I know Sabrango doesn't have a contract. I don't suppose he's going to stick around. Foot will probably get another 2-way deal. I would think we'll continue investing in him. We might invest in Sabrango in terms of a 2-way deal, but it's a good problem to have. We've put a lot of pressure on a lot of these players to perform in situations and that maybe they weren't quite ready for because we had so many injuries. But in terms of depth guys, we're stacked. That's for sure. We should not have a problem with depth next year at all.
So there's a couple of score updates here. First off, Marlins beating the Braves 6-3 now.
Oh, geez, it was just 3-3 because Grandpa's been keeping me updated.
The Stars finally scored to cut the deficit to 2 against the Leafs. The Wild have actually taken a 2-1 lead against the Blues, which is bad news for us.
Right.
And the Lightning are now winning 2-1 against the Red Wings. I'm guessing that the 3rd goal the Lightning just had was called back for whatever reason. So Susie says, yes, there's a lot of young talent there.
I'll be right back. You need more water?
I'm good. The Sharks and Predators game is tied at 0 at the end of the first, by the way. Again, I never would have predicted at the start of this season that a Predators-Sharks game this late in the season would have actual meaningful implications on who potentially makes the playoffs in the West. Oh, the goal was good. So I guess that makes it 3-1 Lightning over Red Wings if ESPN would bother to update. Oh.
April 23rd through 25th.
American Idol can change my life, and I'm ready for it.
I love singing. I love getting on the stage. The excitement. I love the pressure of it.
We're making dreams come true.
Thank you. American Idol, new Monday on ABC.
Here this summer, so we want to try to get him a run of games to see. I would say that every goalie will play better the more they play, but he just hasn't had that chance. The schedule had a lot to do with it, but into his career, he just hasn't had a run of games.
Tom says if we blow this tank, you're going to be highly upset.
That's a tough game to assess. It's just the way it was played.
Who will win? That is a good question. This is Jonathan Quick's last game in his NHL career. You might see the Rangers win just for Jonathan Quick.
For the most part, down the final stretch of the season, that's exactly what the Panthers have done, including in this game tonight. What have you made of his performance so far?
Well, it's been good. Been a couple of huge saves after. You can see this one just on the inside. He knows how to score goals. Composed in there, still working, coming across, making himself big. This one on Cartier's probably the best opportunity for the Rangers that period. This one, Trocheck going in. This one going over to Brodzinski going in there, all alone in net. So I think he's had a good game. I kind of really like what kind of the coach was talking about. Really kind of get assessment on kind of where they think.
Blackhawks 1, Sabres nothing. Wow. Buffalo, you're not about to try and lose to Chicago when the division is on the line, are you? And the Stars have made it a 3-2 game. So the Maple Leafs lead has been cut to 1. And the Lightning have taken the 3-1 lead over the Red Wings.
How it should be. The Hyundai Tucson. Get 0% APR or 3,000 bonus cash on a Tucson.
or lease for only $239 a month. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Mom, your mouth and eyes are doing that thing again.
Not again.
Let's talk to your doctor.
We learned the uncontrollable movements are called tardive dyskinesia, or TD, and were caused by mom's mental health medications.
Mom was prescribed Austedo XR, a once-daily extended-release pill for adults.
Craig, you wouldn't mind seeing the Canes making a run for Anze Kopitar?
With some seen response as early as 2 weeks,
Well,
and mom gets down her mental health medications.
they fired Jim Hiller, correct? So at least they had that enough common sense. Tons, you think the final's going to be Wild versus Bolts? I don't know if the Wild have what it takes to get past the Avalanche. But, you know, the Avalanche's only real demerit is that they did not keep up that insane pace to start the season. And they've had a couple of injuries. And they've also ended up with the President's Trophy curse. President's Trophy curse would be the only reason that the Avs aren't in the Cup Finals this year.
America's largest victory law firm. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com. Well, before tonight's Panthers game, a special press conference as the Cats have announced the Tier 2 Girls Travel Hockey Program. President of Hockey Operations Phil Zito and new youth hockey director Rob Granato. They were to make the announcement.
Who has the tiebreaker? In the Atlantic, currently the Sabres have tiebreaker with 41 regulation wins, but the Lightning have 40 regulation wins, so the Lightning still would have a chance of potentially overtaking the Sabres for division title should the Sabres muck this up. It's only 2 points separate the Sabres and Canadians from the Lightning, by the way. Nano Swine says, come on, give Quick the win. Who's the best goalie in the playoffs? Well, Dad, the third period's about to start.
You know what I was watching, Kyle?
What? What were you watching? Oh, Dallas in 7 in the bracket.
Good girl. Good girl.
It's an 82 game season.
All right, stinking Dolphins. Let's go. No.
So the Stars have pulled to within one of the Leafs. We actually could use the Leafs to win if we're talking purely tank.
Say that again.
We could use the Leafs to win.
Yeah. All right. So shots are tied at 13. The game is tied at 2. This is just riveting end-to-end action here.
Mm-hmm. The Lightning have the 3-1 lead over the Red Wings, by the way. Trent is surprised the Rangers didn't start quick for the Rangers last game.
Oh. Tarasov playing. Oh, I can't say that.
6-4, the Miami lead over the Braves. The Pirates are beating the Nationals 15-1.
Yeah.
At the top of the 7th. There are some ugly games tonight in baseball.
There's another save by Tarasov.
Susie asks, which is the better goalie for these playoffs, Wedgwood or Vazzy? Well, if you want to go,
That's a tough one.
You could.
I mean, you would think you got to pick Vasilevsky just from history, but Wood's been pretty good. Good Wood. Wood's
Well, let's see. Wedgwood this year has a .918 save percentage and 2.10 goals against average. Both good for first in the entire league. Bazzi's at 2.30 goals against average and a .913 save percentage, good for third and the second and third, respectively. And the Stars have tied the game against the Leafs. Unbelievable. Is it, though? I mean, with how the Leafs have been very blatantly
horrible, yes. That was good. That wasn't offsides. Oh, here we go.
Schwint
drops it.
Oh, man. And then the puck still ended up in front, but there were
no. How did that not go in?
Maybe Otter. Boquist missed.
Oh.
It's always Boquist's fault.
Yes. Buck Skull says, please, Lord, let Chicago win today. They're playing the Sabres, and they currently have a 1-0 lead over the Sabres. Hinostroza moves along the boards. Bjornfoot takes a shot. Jensen took a hit. Oh, Bjornfoot sends it to the net. Nano Swine says Celebrini is going to be a future Panther, by the way. Oh, I love it.
All right, here's the dump in. Zabrango trying to get the puck, but he has it taken away from him by the several Rangers all around him.
What?
Mosquito.
Oh, you got him.
Yes. In 2034, it's when Celebrini.
Oh, in 2034. Oh.
Gregor able to steal the puck.
Dude, just take the shots.
And then Benning can't hang on to the puck. Spaceman is hoping the Lightning are bouncing the first round for the fourth time. Normally, I would be rooting for that too, but not if they're playing against the Canadians, because I cannot stand the Canadians and how they've outright embarrassed the Panthers every single game.
Panthers is a 7-4 now. Oh, they just missed the wide
was
open
Trocheck. He missed it.
Good Lord.
Tiebreakers are head-to-head record, goal difference, division record. I thought the first tiebreaker is always regulation wins, is it not?
I think so.
If points are tied. Susie says the Panthers played well against the Habs. The Habs get lucky. If Columbus doesn't make it, and it's looking very unlikely at this point, I'll be probably rooting for the Sabres from the East.
Gotcha.
Eyes, thank you for the 5.
Eyes. Thank you, buddy. Thanks, bud. Appreciate you.
As if the Cardiac Cats can't give us playoff anxiety, they will give us draft pick anxiety.
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell? Oh, there we go. Yeah, the Leafs seriously blew a 3-0 lead in half a period. David, you might have been thinking of tiebreakers from the NFL. I believe head-to-head is the first tiebreaker in football.
Yeah, I don't think head-to-head is it in hockey.
Nano Swine says, as much as it would be a great underdog story, you'd rather would not want to hear about the Bills and the Sabres being good. But think about it, though. The Bills fans who aren't hockey fans would have to sit there and watch as the team that hadn't even made the playoffs for 14 years wins a championship before the football team that's been a consistent playoff and even Super Bowl contender but can't get past the
Ooh, Renvogue. You want some of that, Renvogue?
The
you
Bills
can play if you take this look. You can go fishing and play hockey if you take Renvogue.
Nano Swine says those Bills tears would be delicious. What made you like the Marlins over the Rays? Because the Florida Marlins were South Florida's baseball team.
I lived. We would ride our bikes to the California Club Mall and walk to the stadium. I lived on 199th Street, so that was there was no question.
Yeah. And the Marlins did.
No, actually, Tarasov made that save. He didn't miss the net. Tarasov made that save.
Wow, what a save by Terry.
Damn.
The Marlins did reward my dad's fandom with 2 World Series championships.
We won 2 World Series.
even the World Series.
Of course, they blew up the team. I mean, there was the fire sale from hell, but
Well, I've heard the second World Series being put as accidentally winning the World Series after having blown it up. And then it got blown up again.
Then it got blown up again. The first one was the worst because he basically bought the World Series.
And then we can't afford it.
It's like
Wayne Huizenga crash out, right?
Opening day for the year, the first game after winning the championship. It was a bunch of nobodies. They were announcing a bunch of players on the ice that had nothing to do with, like, your world champion Florida Marlins, and it was like, here's this guy that was he was the janitor last year.
A reminder that Jeffrey Loria utterly ruins the Expos and was not only rewarded with getting to run the Marlins into the ground next, but also winning the World Series as owner of the Marlins. Baseball gods making it really hard to believe there's justice. God, I hope it's not the Dodgers again this year. Anyone but the Dodgers, except for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yankees are basically just East Coast Dodgers.
Jeez. Giving up lots of chances here. I could almost smell Matthias.
Spaceman says it's strange Huizenga was booed when Gary Bettman mentioned him in the Cup presentation in 2024.
Huh. Oh. Jesus. Another save by Tarasov. And we finally clear. He's earning his paycheck tonight.
Like this New York won the talent, when they crank it up a notch in a tie game in the third, it's tough to handle.
And now it's a 2-on-1 with Trocheck.
Boy, he waited forever.
And now Lusterine is a 3-on-2. I don't know if that was onside.
There we go.
No, Lusterine could not get
How
the
did
shot.
it go?
Lusterine never got a shot off.
Oh, my God.
We are over halfway through this period now.
Boy, the Rangers are loading. They're really playing hard like they want to win this game. Well, we can't catch them. We can't do worse than them. So they don't lose anything by winning.
We can do worse than the Leafs if the Leafs would stop blowing the leads. David says, I hate Brussels sprouts.
I agree.
I've had some Brussels sprouts before. I thought they were all right.
They've got to be cooked right.
Yeah. So the puck is just stuck along the boards right now. Sabrango in the mix along with Schwintz and Hinestroza.
Can't clear.
Eisenite says, I just spoke to the Brussels sprouts and the feeling is mutual. Jean Turgeon says, fried Brussels and tossed in pepper jelly?
Pepper jelly?
What in the God's name is pepper jelly?
Oh, that was terrible. Who did that? That was Scoob. You're fired. Jeez,
Tarasov with another save. 8:10 to go in the third. This game is still tied.
Yes, it is. We won't give up the game losing goal to like 30 seconds left. That's generally what we do.
The Wild have extended their lead 3-1 over the Blues. That's not what we wanted, Blues. You're at 80 points.
Oh.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power, pushes the boundaries of innovation to power the unexpected, all on one battery platform. Experience the industry's
Trent says, Jaws, Tarasov looks like you out there.
straight trimmer so smart, it loads the ride with the push of a button. And our most powerful blower that exceeds the power of gas. Ego takes innovation to the next level. One battery.
All right, so no. Oh, the Red Wings have cut into the Tampa lead. It's now only a 32 Tampa lead. Again, Detroit has motivation to make their draft pick as bad as possible since it's Blues property this year.
Yeah.
They seriously didn't even put any sort of protection on that pick.
Now Grandpa says it's 9-4.
That's what Damien just said too. Pirates beating the Nationals 15-5.
more than 23 minutes.
8:10 to go in the third. Face off in the Panthers zone.
Boy.
Yeah, the Sabres are scoreboard watching. The Rangers have outshot us 11-1 in this period.
It feels that way too.
The Stars have a power play for the last 2 minutes of the period. Colin says, come on, Skog. The game-winning goal is yours for the taking. What if it was the Alsher kids?
Hey, if any of them want to get their first goal, that's fine.
Yeah, the Flyers only need 1 point in 2 games to clinch. The Blues scored. It is only a 1-goal deficit now. That's a bit of good news for taking purposes. The Wilds don't need any more points.
Yeah.
They should be resting players.
I'll be stunned if we win this game. If this period continues like this.
And that was icing.
Good girl.
The Sabres just tied the game against the Blackhawks late in the first. It's now 1-1. $7:28 to go in the third. Mr. Spock thinks the Habs are not winning the division. They'll probably end up third due to less regulation wins. I mean, you're tied with the Sabres in points. Well, the Sabres are playing their game in hands tonight. Oh, was the Blues goal called back?
Jeez, we're losing every draw. Boy, cannot clear. There we go.
Yeah, the Flyers game is tomorrow.
What's doing it, eh? You can get on the couch with Kyle if you want to. Pat the couch, see if she wants to get up there. Go ahead. What should you do? Just lay down?
7 minutes to go. BA uses Trocheck, Fox, and Lafreniere can't even beat an AHL team.
Yeah, exactly.
Boquist.
Hey.
It's always Boquist.
Always.
Scoog, shot blocked.
Ow.
I'm going with Goldie. He's saying it's Scoog.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Knocked down to his knees, pinned up against the end board, and reached out his glove. Here's the call.
Florida number 32. 2 minutes covering their hand on the puck.
So Scoog just got called for covering his hand over the puck.
What the hell is he doing?
Scoog.
What the hell is he doing?
You can't just yoink the puck off the ice. Matthias would be laughing his ass off right about now. You can't just grab the puck like it's a Snickers bar.
Ooh, Snickers bar. Hi, baby. Come on. Got room for you. Good girl.
The Blues goal does count. It's a 3-2 Wild. The Sharks and Preds game is still scoreless, and it's closing on halfway through.
Oh, you want a picture with Daddy?
Hey, Rosado, how you doing?
Hey, Rosado.
Says, nice new video on the men's channel, Jaws.
Oh, glad you liked it. I almost got you kissing me there. Hey, I can't. Don't lick the phone.
The Blues have tied it.
Oh! I was gonna try to take a picture, but I can't do it.
The Blues have tied it at 3.
That's why they call it the Blues.
That makes 5 games, 6 games. The only game that's not tied right now is Lightning Red Wings, where the Lightning have the 3-2 lead. All the other games that are active are tied tonight. If it weren't for Tarasov, this game would be 4-2, says Susie.
Yeah, at least. Jeez.
Tarasov makes another stop.
Yeah, okay, good girl. She's a good girl.
Quick puck movement by the Rangers and freezes the defense. There's that little soft pass. I think Zibanejad flipped it over to Trocheck, who was coming into the right side, but Miller knocked it down and just dribbled onto the Panthers net and Tarasov.
Well, Mike Sullivan, he wants the W, and these guys.
Eisenite says Tarasov wants a new contract.
Mike Sullivan will will call a timeout here with 1:11 to go on the Ranger power play.
Yeah, hi, Lady.
At least it gives Adam Fox a rest. He's played nearly 20
So the Rangers took a timeout with 5:22 to go in the third.
Never changed really their system on the penalty kill, where they want to pressure the puck carrier and not. The Rangers snapping that puck around.
Hot dog, please stop spamming that you hate Tarasov. Says, okay, time me out. I deserve it. Should I do it?
No, don't time him. Can't time him out from StreamYard. Well, you can from StreamYard, I think, right? All right, it's time to put us out of our misery here. Just give up the stinking goal so we don't have to deal with overtime and we can have played we played a good game. We still lose to help the tank.
Dad, we need Skoog to get the game-winning goal.
Why do we want a game-winning goal?
Now it's Zibanejad. Go check back for Zibanejad. Quick shot goes wide. Fox on the reset. Takes a shot that hit the post.
Oh, hit the post.
Fox hit the post.
Up for the air, trying to glove it down. Two Panthers on him. Sent up the
BAU says exactly, Jaws.
New York gets back on side. Less than 5 to go.
We'll get him a game-tying goal.
Takeaway at the blue line.
All right.
But you know, we have to blow it with 10 seconds left like we like to do.
The Sharks have taken the lead 1-0 against the Preds.
Oh, boy.
The Red Wings are apparently on the power play.
Jeez, these guys just passing the puck all over the place. Okay, Dave. Okay, I got you.
We killed the penalty.
We did.
There goes Skoog. Oh, it's too far ahead.
Man.
But he's still going to get the puck. And he tries the sharp angle shot.
That would have been a great first NHL goal.
Who the hell passed it that far ahead of him?
Probably Boquist.
Real Cinema says, don't you dare score.
I know, but a breakaway coming out of the penalty box as your first NHL goal, that's kind of cool. And now we're going to have to deal with overtime, man. I mean, this third period has gone fast.
All the periods have gone fast. It's not even 9:30 yet.
Waved off the icing and everything. Even the refs are like, just get these two teams off the ice.
BAU says, JT Miller, what's wrong with you, man?
But how many games this year have we blown in the last minute? Get ready to add another one to the list. Jeez, how many minutes is Boquist going to play in this third period?
As many as are necessary to ensure the tank. He's like, what, one of two starting defensemen from the Cup team?
Well, he's not defenseman, he's forward. There's three guys on the ice. No, four. That were on
Forsling,
the Cup. Forsling, Greer, both
Lusterainen,
and Boquist actually wasn't on in the finals.
Zabrango's shot stopped by Quick.
Now we're going to try, right? Now we're going to try. Uh-oh. Nope.
Zabrango holds the puck in less than 2 minutes to go.
Oh,
we scored. I think
scored?
It's Cole Reinhardt.
Not this guy again. Shit. We're never going to get rid of this guy. I think they just showed Ranger fans jumping up and down being happy.
What a shot.
Ah.
Jonathan Quick didn't have a chance. Real Cinema says, no!
Oh, jeez. There goes the draft pick. Adios.
That's his 8th goal in the season, second tonight. Tom says, are you kidding me? Oh my freaking gosh. Bye.
Good girl, Lady.
Real Cinema says, laughing my ass off.
Do we still got time to blow it?
150.
We still got time. We got plenty of time to blow this.
Jonathan wasn't quick enough.
No, same. Sucks to lose your last game like that.
Cunnin and Zabrango with the assists. Rangers emptied the nets. So Quick is now on the bench and can only watch on.
We're going to get a Reinhardt empty net hat trick.
You want to toss your hat at the laptop if that happens?
That's a shame. That's the way his career ends, is giving up a goal and having to come off the ice.
Rangers hold on to the puck but could not hold it in the zone. Cole Reinhardt is the one you guys can blame for this. Final minute of play. Trocheck Tarasov with the stop.
Oh, no, not Boquist.
Boquist.
No, he missed.
No, he missed.
But it's not icing.
Patelron says, stop playing defense. Trocheck sends it ahead.
40 seconds left. Oh, I don't know what to root for here. Oh, boy, had him wide open in front. That's it.
Scoob. He missed the nets.
He missed. 20 seconds left.
The Rangers are going to have one last chance if they can get a proper rush. Lafreniere somehow kept the puck through the...
But that's it. It's out.
They ruled it
icing. Oh.
Wow. Hinostroza apparently was not fast enough. Rosado asks, favorite game from this year? Good question.
Oh, boy, I don't know. It's not a lot of good memories from this year.
I think beating the Avalanche in our Winter Classic jerseys.
Probably. It's probably the best game of the year.
Patelron says the 6-7 game. Canes 2, Philly 2 with 3 minutes to play. Flyers only need 1 point to clinch.
Okay. So if they win the draw, they'll have a time for a shot. Nope,
that's it.
Well, 2 points.
2 points.
Boy, they're going to be mad in the chat tonight. I can see the comments on the recap now. Damn, Quick, man, that sucks for him. Though.
So this is how Jonathan Quick's career ends. Giving up the game-winning goal to the Ron Reinhardt.
Yeah. But Tarasov played his ass off that period, no doubt.
We were being outshot 11-1 at one point in this period and still won. Colin says, Timu game-winning goal. Who had that on the bingo card?
Boy.
So the Rangers are trying to get Quick to come back out of the dressing room since this is going to be Bob's out there.
Yeah.
They all want to shake his hand. Icy says, damn it. Quick, come back here.
He'll come back.
Someone's holding a signed Quick goat.
Here he comes.
Here he comes. Bobrovsky leads the handshake line. almost 2 decades in the NHL.
Yeah.
Hmm. Maybe an NHL team will do him a favor next season and have him in a tryouts like the Penguins did for Marc-Andre Fleury this preseason.
He's retiring.
Yeah, but so was Marc-Andre Fleury. And Fleury
there's Barkov.
ended his
all the injured guys.
Fleury ended his career on a much sadder note with losing that series, the playoff series.
All the injured guys are there too.
Yep. Yeah, look at all the injured guys in street clothes, an entire team.
Yeah, whole ass team. Martian, Ekland, Mikkola.
Yeah. Guitar Crow says, glad the boys will get a long rest. Barkov going to have a career season. Hey, give him a rat. No? He's not going to take a rat with him?
All right, let me go do this. Oh.
So, I actually am going to switch to see.
Okay.
I want to see the ending of Hurricanes Flyers.
Okay.
Because that is a big game. The Flyers will clinch that playoff spot with just a point. Where is it? Hurricanes Flyers. There's only 2:10 left in that game. It's that time of year where every game counts. So farewell and adieu, Jonathan Quick. The Hurricanes will clinch home ice advantage in the Eastern Conference with a point. The Flyers clinch a playoff position with a win. And this game, if it goes to overtime, sadly, Columbus will be eliminated. The Red Wings tied the Lightning. Yeah, I just noticed that. Yeah, Washington holds tiebreaker if Philly only gets 1 point tonight. So, Derek says an awesome move for Panthers to do that for Quick. Yeah, well, Quick's retiring after almost 2 decades in the NHL. Quick is definitely, what do you think? That's first ballot Hall of Famer right there, right? The Blues have taken the lead. Woohoo! They took the 4-3 lead against the Wild. We need that for tanking purposes. Final minutes of regulation between the Flyers and the Hurricanes. Geez, the uniforms from a distance are so similar. Marlins 9, Braves 4 at the top of the 7. Blake holds. So Blake can't hang on to it. It's still held in. Now the Flyers finally get the clear. 8 seconds to go. The Hurricanes will have one last chance, but it's deflected wide. Ladies and gentlemen, we are headed to overtime. between the Hurricanes and Flyers. Columbus has been eliminated, and the Hurricanes have clinched first seed in the Eastern Conference. The Flyers will have their chance to clinch the playoff spot with a win tonight. Yeah, if the Flyers score next, they clinch. Otherwise, they'll have to do it against the Habs tomorrow. The Leafs took the lead 4-3. Another good development. Am I correct if Blues, Leafs, and Kraken all win tonight, that will minimize the damage caused for our tank by us winning, correct? The Blues goal was called back. Ugh, you've got to be kidding me.
Able to make it 2-0 after one, but then the Flyers get a couple of big saves from Ladar and a timely goal by Nichkov makes it 2-1, and then the Flyers on the power play. Zegras with the patience.
Yeah, Blues, Leafs, Sharks, and Krakens win. So Philly has now reached 28 overtimes this season. Blues, Leafs, Sharks, and Krakens winning would help minimize the damage. Sanheim, Dvorak, and Konechny, the Flyers players. And Jets. All right, so here we go. Now, Konechny takes it all the way back to his own side of the ice. Zegras sends it wide. Toronto 4, Dallas 3, 17 minutes left in the third. Meanwhile, the Sharks hanging on to a 1-0 lead over the Preds at the end of the second period. Sabres, Blackhawks tied at 1. Blues, Wilds tied at 3. And it looks like the Lightning and Red Wings are going to overtime too. So the Sabres can clinch the Atlantic Division title if the Red Wings beats the Lightning in any fashion. Oh, wow, the Hurricanes player just hit the post. So the Lightning and Bolts are headed to overtime, which means all the Sabres need to clinch the Atlantic Division title is either just beating the Blackhawks in regulation or beating the Blackhawks in overtime shootout and the Red Wings winning in any fashion. And the Ducks fans are currently score watching. the Sharks beat the Preds in any fashion, the Ducks will secure their playoff ticket. Mr. Spock says if Detroit wins, that would help your Habs to get home ice advantage. Oh, the Leafs have made it 5-3 now over the Stars. .257 to go in overtime. Hurricanes take their timeout. Mr. Krabs says never should have got rid of Jeff Petrie. He was a tank commander. So Tyson Forster with an assist tonight got his 100th career NHL point. Mm-hmm. All right, so Dvorak won the draw, so the Flyers control the puck in their own zone. Michkov now with the puck has to skate behind his own net. 2.5 to go. We are halfway through overtime of Hurricanes Flyers. Stankoven nearly turned over the puck. It's a breakaway. Michkov does not get it. And now the Hurricanes have a 2-on-1, but a bad pass allows the Flyers to retake the puck. Oh, the Lightning have apparently won in overtime. So the Sabres can still clinch the Atlantic Division title tonight if they beat the Blackhawks in regulation. But they must win in regulation, and right now they are they're tied. Keandre Miller just sent the puck wide on his shot attempt for the Hurricanes. Huge save by Vazzy. Why are the Leafs winning? That's a good question. Well, the Stars have literally nothing to play for. 1 minute to go in overtime. Miller moves the puck along. Blake waits. Blake peels back. Miller shot. Vladar with the save. What are the Blackhawks playing for? 25 seconds to go. Flyers force the Hurricanes to retreat from the offensive zone. Miller. What a stop by Vladar in the final seconds of overtime. We are headed to the shootout here in Philly.
winding down. The go leads into that one. Vladar made sure he got across. I mean, with power, he got there, but Michkov had an opportunity to send the Flyers to the playoffs with this chance, just not able to elevate.
All right, so now I get to watch the start. I get to watch shootout. Brandon Bussey is the goalie, by the way, for the Hurricanes tonight, because of course he is. Derek says, like 2010, a shootout to determine if the Flyers clinch a spot. Well, if the Flyers fail tonight, they'll still have one more chance against the Canadiens tomorrow. Kucherov got the winning goal. Good for him. So it simply puts additional pressure on the Sabres to win against Chicago in regulation. So Philly's 9-4 in shootouts. Carolina's 5-3 in shootouts this season. Looks like the Blues score again. Hope this one counts. Columbus was eliminated. Yes, I am disappointed, Columbus. I was hoping you'd be able to make it in, but looks like the only team. If the Flyers lose tonight, the only team that can overtake them now is Washington. So the Lightning won in overtime.
Oh.
So it means the Sabres would have to beat Chicago in regulation in order to clinch the division tonight.
Okay. But Philly got the point.
Zegras gets denied, you were saying?
Philly got the point, so they've clinched, right?
No.
No, you lied to me.
No, Philly needs a win to clinch tonight.
Oh.
A points only eliminated Columbus. The
So
Hurricanes.
If they win this shootout, they clinch.
The Hurricanes clinched first seed in the East with this overtime.
Is this the beginning of the shootout?
Yes, Blake now trying.
No.
And Vladar stops him.
Is this must be the Philadelphia broadcast?
Yes.
Okay.
And
All
the
right.
Leafs took a 5-3 lead over the Stars.
Okay, that could help
And
us.
Blues are up 4-3 over the Wild. And it looks like the Kings have the early 1-0 lead against the Kraken.
Come on, Philly.
Michkov. And nothing.
Nothing. Come on, guys. You need better shots than this. This is literally they'll clinch the playoff spot if they win.
Yes.
And this is how they're reacting. Come
Mr.
on,
Kraft
guys.
says, see you later, Jaws and Kyle.
All right, bud. Watch us be here round 20.
Nadeau. Saved by
save.
Vladar.
All right, so now we go to the third round. I see the little X's.
What if Owen Tippett is the one to clinch it for the Flyers?
There we go. Are they going to even send him out there? No, that's not the
It's Travis Konechny.
Konecki. Come on, Konecki. We'll get drunk for you. Oh,
No.
God, you guys suck at this. They suck at this. Damn it. You had plenty of room. Oh, no.
Keandre Miller.
Come on now.
Keandre Miller. He
Another
misses.
save. We're not going to be here until the 15th, 20th round, are we?
Hope not. But it's not. It's
Oh, yeah, he
barely
just
10-10. The Rangers Panthers game went by so fast.
I know.
We can sit here for another 10 minutes and reach normal ending time.
Come on, Philly. All you got to do is just one freaking
Forster. He
Hey, there we
scores.
go. All right, come on now. One save. One save to make the playoffs. And we get Philly versus Pittsburgh.
What a
Come on.
shot against Brandon Bussey.
Come on, Vladar. One save.
Nikishin, they use Nikishin. And
That's it.
That's
That's
it. The Flyers are going to the playoffs. Wow.
Outstanding. I love it. Pittsburgh versus Philly. Yes.
Marlins up 10-4 in the eighth. The Flyers did it. It took the rest of the Metro behind them being absolute garbage, but they did it.
But they did it.
Qualify for the playoffs for the first time since 2019-20.
Oh, this is going to be so good for the content. I love it.
It's been 6 years. Well, technically 6 seasons.
Yeah, 6 seasons. Since before, well, no, that was the COVID year, 1920. Outstanding. Good stuff.
So, shoot, one of us is going to have to root against Philly in this series.
That would be you.
Yeah,
Now,
well,
you get to root for Crosby.
you're going to have to put on the Rocky costume.
Yeah, I get to do a whole series of Rocky, man. This is awesome.
Real Cinema says, well, my family is from Philly, so I guess that's who I'm going for in the East besides the Sabres.
Yeah.
Eisenai, thank you for the 2.
Thank you, bud. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Owen Tippett playoffs.
Owen Tippett playoffs. I get to break the Rocky out. I got to find my hat. Well, if I can't find... Oh, there it is. Yeah, see? Good girl, Lately. See? It's never that far away. You'll be seeing more of this fedora during the playoffs. Got to dust that off.
Yeah. So we get Flyers versus Penguins.
Yeah.
We get Flyers versus Penguins, and we are guaranteed Hurricanes versus either Bruins or Senators.
Okay. All right. Outstanding. Good stuff. Okay.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate y'all. Playoffs are going to be a blast.
Yeah.
No stress.
No
stress. I love it.
Yay.
Outstanding. So, all right. Appreciate y'all tomorrow at noon. I'll see you then.
Yeah. The Flyers could be a dark horse, especially with Rick Tockins.
Yeah. Hey, once you get in, you get in. You know what I mean? It's just good stuff.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.